All right, we are doing a chapter 4 topic. It's rational expressions and equations. And so our job is to add or subtract or multiply or divide, and we need to find the common denominator. So I put that up here so that we remember. This common denominator is going to be like, this is a trinomial. It has two parts to its denominator. This only has one part to its denominator. So what I need to do is I need to change this denominator. So let's do a flashback, like 1/3 plus 1/5, right? So my denominator is going to be 15. And this 3, I had to multiply by 5. So it would be like 1 times 5. And this 5, I would have had to multiply by 3. So that's 1 times 3 to get my new fractions. So the same thing is going to happen here. If this denominator doesn't have an x minus 6, then what I need to do is I want the denominator to be x plus 5, x minus 6 for both of them. But then you'll notice that this only has an x plus 5 on it. So it's like, what did I do to get x plus 5, x minus 6? I had to multiply the top by and the bottom by the x minus 6. So this first fraction is going to stay. I didn't have to make any changes. This second one I had to multiply by x minus 6. And now that I have a common denominator, I can add the numerators. X minus x, nothing. And then nothing minus negative 6. Watch out for that sign, positive 6. X minus x, nothing. And then nothing minus negative 6. Be careful. Your final answer is 6 divided by x plus 5, x minus 6. All right, on number 2, figure out what my common denominator is going to be. If I want to write it on the side, least common multiple, I can. So I'm going to factor this trinomial, and I'm going to get x plus 6, x minus 1. So I have to make every single fraction have that denominator. So I'm rewriting 3 fractions. Okay. This fraction has already x minus 1, so it needs to multiply the top and bottom by x plus 6. So I'm going to do x plus 2, x plus 6. I'm not going to FOIL it yet. Second fraction already had an x plus 6 in the denominator. So I need to get this denominator, multiply by x minus 1. Top and bottom. 2, x minus 1. The last one was set. 14 just stays. Okay. I don't touch the denominators. I'm only going to work with the numerators and simplify those. So that's going to be FOILing. X squared plus 2x plus 6x is 12 minus, now be careful, 2x minus 1, but this is going to be like, I'm going to have to distribute that subtraction sign all over x minus 1, x plus 6. This gets distributed, negative 2x plus 1. So now let's combine like terms. X squared is alone. 8x minus 2x, 6x. 12 plus 1 minus 14. 12 plus 1, 13 minus 14. And let me make sure that that's right. Oh, did anybody notice that this should be a 2? wait, 2x minus 2. Okay, so let's check again. 12 plus 2, 14 minus 14. Much better. I knew something was wrong. X minus 1, x plus 6. Okay, I gotta simplify factor as much as I can. This numerator has a GCF of x. The denominator stays, and I can end up canceling out the x plus 6's. Final answer, x over x minus 1. So that's adding and subtracting. Let's do multiplying and dividing. All right, we look at the denominators. We try and find the LCM. Looks like x minus 2, when I multiply, I don't need a common denominator. So I'm actually going to be able to bypass this. Let me make sure number 4. Nope, number 4 not either. That's good. Okay. Only on adding and subtracting do we need the common denominator. So this, honestly, is me just multiplying everything out. It's a lot. Nothing's going to happen on top. But on the bottom, I'm basically foiling, right? First, 10x squared. Outside, 20x. Inside, minus 20x. Last, minus 40. On the 3x squared minus 12, I can factor to 3. In the denominator, let's see, 10x squared minus 40. I could factor out a 10. Awesome. This is going to cancel out 3/10. Okay, on number 4, I can factor the first one. Plus 6 minus 5. Then division sign. Remember how I flip? So that means on a division, I'm going to flip these two. The numerator goes down, the denominator goes up, and it becomes a multiplication problem. So now I'm going to put the x squared plus 7x plus 12 in the numerator spot. 12, 3 and 4. In the denominator, I'm going to do the x squared minus 2x minus 15. Okay. First one I factored. Second one I flipped and factored. Third one stays as is. Now I'm going to start canceling what I can. I don't want to foil anything because, as you can see, a lot of stuff is in common. So I'm going to be able to do about this x plus 6 and that x plus 6. Gone. About this x minus 5 and this x minus 5. Gone. Up and down, x plus 3, x plus 3. So my final answer is x plus 4, x minus 5. Okay. All right. So, complex fractions. I've got fractions over fractions. What I want is one fraction over one fraction. I'm going to have to work on like both of these to get them to be simpler. So, I am going to be finding common denominators. So let's worry about the denominator first. 5 over x and 2 over 1, right? Well, I want both of them to have a denominator of x. So that's going to be 5 over x already stays the same. 2, how do I get that to be a denominator of x? Multiply by x on the bottom and x on top. 2x. Okay, so this is totally great. Now, if I want both of these to be an x squared, so I did the denominator. 5 minus 2x over x. Now let's worry about the numerator. I want both of them to have a common denominator. So this least common denominator is x, and this least common denominator is x squared. So I want to make, this already has an x squared, and I want to make this one have an x squared. So I have to multiply this by x and the 1 by x. 3 plus 1x. Since they both have x squared as the denominator, I can make an x squared here and a 3 plus x. There. Okay. It was a lot, you guys. Finding common denominators. Now, I've got a fraction divided by a fraction. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of my denominator. So let me rewrite it over here. I can clear the denominator. So these are going to cancel in the denominator. My numerator is going to be x times 3 plus x, I'll distribute in a second, over x squared times 5 minus 2x. Well, if you look, this actually, I can simplify that right away. So I really need to. Just 3 plus x on top over x, 5 minus 2x. And there's nothing else you can do. This is your final answer. So I simplified this. Okay, number 2. I'm also trying to get a fraction over a fraction. This denominator looks super complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a common denominator. So I don't want to touch the numerator, but you know what I could do? I could like say, hey, I could GCF the 4x plus 12. So if you see things like that, you can do that. Now here, 2 and x plus 3 is going to be my GCF factor form here, and this is x plus 3. My least common multiple is 2x plus 3, because I have to include everything. So that means that I'm going to have my new fractions. I haven't quite finished the numerators yet. This denominator was already this one. So I'm going to leave the 5 up there. But what do I have to do to this x plus 3 to get 2x plus 3? Well, I need to multiply it by 2. Since these have the same denominator, I'm going to add the 5 plus 2. So here's my new fraction. The numerator, 3 divided by 4 times the quantity x plus 3. And then 5 plus 2, 7 over 2, x plus 3. Okay? Multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. So, 2 times the quantity x plus 3 over 7. This ends up canceling in the denominator. And in the numerator, I'm going to multiply these. But look, the x plus 3 is in common. I can cross out the x plus 3. So 3 times 2, 4 times 7. Sweet. Almost like pi. 3/14. All right, let's move on. I have 2 more in the back. Your homework starts here. So remember, the check for extraneous solutions means I cannot have the denominator equaling 0. Denominator cannot equal 0. That's an extraneous solution. Okay? So, when I get something like this, I again have like this issue here of like nothing is the same, you know? So, I need to figure out my LCM. This is x plus 1. This, though, x plus 1, x minus 1, difference of 2 squares. My least common multiple is going to be those 2 parentheses, my common denominator. Okay, I can multiply by the least common multiple. So let me like really get this. I'm spreading it out, guys. Okay. If I multiply by the LCM, okay, then I can see what so I'm multiplying everything by the least common multiple. All right, here we go. The x plus 1 and the x plus 1 are going to cancel there. All I have is a 3x, x minus 1. Here, everything cancels. I just have 12. Now this, it basically means 2 times x squared minus 1. So it's going to be 2x squared minus 2. So I multiply by the least common multiples because I'm like clearing the fractional denominators. Now it's a matter, everything's on one line, no more denominators. Distribute. 3x squared minus 3 equals 12 plus negative 2, 10 plus 2x squared. Everything looks good. Okay. I will. Oh, minus 3x. Sorry. Okay. Bring everything over. All right. 3x squared minus 2x squared, x squared, minus 3x and then minus 10 equals 0. So this is the part where I have to check for extraneous solutions. Like, is there an answer that doesn't work? Because I don't have a denominator now, but do both answers work? Because I'm going to get a 5 and a 2. So this means x equals positive 5 and x equals negative 2. So I need to check to see if that works. If they both work. I could do it maybe in my head. Let's do the 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Over 5 plus 1 is 6. 12 over 5 squared, 25 minus 1. So does that work? This is if 5 is the answer. This is 2 and 3, 6, 2.5 equals 2.5. Yes. 5 works. Now let's try negative 2. Okay. 3 times negative 2, negative 6, over negative 2 plus 1, negative 1. Checking negative 2. 12 over negative 2 squared is 4, minus 1 is 3, plus 2. Does 6 equal 4 plus 2? Yes. Negative 2 works. So there are no extraneous solutions. This works. On this one, I'll just give you a heads up. I'm not going to do it, but I want you to multiply everything by x plus 2, x minus 2. So it looks like this. Oh, I don't need the denominator. Hold on. So it'd be like multiplying this by x plus 2, x minus 2, and only the x plus 2 cancels. This one times x plus 2, x minus 2, only the x minus 2 cancels. And this one, so this, I would have 4 times the quantity x minus 2 right here, plus 1 times x plus 2, just x plus 2, equals 5x minus 6. And then you would solve from there. Your homework is the following problems, starting here at number 1 and going to number 10. That's your homework to do. And right now it's Friday night, so this is Friday night's homework. All right, I'll stop the video.